guys, it's Kendra. Today I'm here to do a makeup tutorial. I'm excited to do this look because it is a look that I do a lot of the time. It's just my go-to if I'm going somewhere. If I'm going to some type of event, I have just a basic makeup look that I usually do because I can count on it. I know it'll look good in pictures and I am comfortable with it. So I did this makeup look when I was going to my friend's rehearsal dinner for her wedding, and also for her wedding. I was in her wedding and I was doing my own makeup, so I'm pretty good at knowing what to do for pictures because I've done a lot of wedding makeup now, and I did my own makeup for my wedding, and I just know what photographs well, what will last on my skin and keep me looking natural. I know sometimes when you're doing makeup for pictures, people just tend to cake on the makeup, but usually that backfires and your skin, you don't look like you, first of all. If you have cakey makeup, it does not last well during the day. You just want to do light layers and make everything nice and perfected. This is the makeup that I posted in my Instagram story last week. And a couple things are different than the wedding. Like, I did a little bit more of a metallic eye for this. For the wedding, I did a full matte eye, but super, I mean, obviously you can change that. But I got a lot of DMs asking what I was wearing on my face, and this is it. So I hope you guys all enjoy this. I will have all of the products that I use down below. If you missed something that I was talking about, because I could talk really fast, everything will be listed down below with links where you can find it. Anyways, with that said, I hope you guys all find this video helpful, and let's jump right in. Okay, so first up, I'm going in with primer. This is the Pure No Filter Blurring Photography Primer. This is amazing. If you guys want a primer to help smooth out your lines and kind of just give your overall skin like a very nice perfected look, which I feel like we all do, this is really good for that. I haven't really been using primers that much lately, but if I do want my makeup to last a while, like if I'm going somewhere, then I will use one, and this is the one I've been using every single time. So definitely recommend this, and I like applying it with my fingers. I think that it just really works into your skin a lot better. You don't have any lines or anything, so I just put that all over and just bring it down my neck. For foundation, I'm using the Makeup Forever HD, and the color I have right now is Y245. I'm a little bit tanner right now, and I'm using my beauty blender, a damp beauty blender, to apply this. I think I'm a little tanner just because I've been taking the girls on walks at least twice a day if it's not super hot, because it's a great way to keep them entertained. They are fairly quiet on our walks, and it's a way for me to get some exercise. So my skin has been getting a lot more tan because of that. So when I posted that Instagram story, I think I was wearing, yes I was, a different foundation. I was using the Pure, what is it called? Oh gosh, is it in here? Or did I know it's not in here. I can't think of what it is. But anyways, it kind of, I wanted to use it to test it out to see if I wanted to use it for the actual wedding. And I found that it looked a little cakey towards the end of the night. And I think it's just because it's a little bit more heavy on your skin. And this one I find to be it feels a lot lighter. So that's why I went with this one for her actual wedding. But the other one gives you a little bit more of like a matte finish. I think they call it a semi-matte finish, or demi-matte. This one I think is more natural. It used to be the old formula, used to be a lot more dewy, but this new formula is a little bit more natural. Not matte, but not as dewy. I want to start planning my videos for the next couple months. So if you guys have some video requests, can you leave them for me in the comment section on this video? Just so I know what you guys want to see from me right now. And I want to see if you want more beauty videos, if you want more baby videos, health, home decor. My chest looks red compared to the rest of my face right now. I don't really know what's going on there. I'm just going to apply some of this down there to even it out. Okay, moving on to concealer. I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape. I'm using the color Light, and this is a little bit on the fair side for me right now, but that's okay. So I just put a little bit in the inner part of my eye, a little bit down below, and then whatever extra I have, I take to the eyelids, and usually like on a normal day, that's just my base for my eyes. But I did put a primer on so my shadow would hold up a little bit more throughout the day. And I really like this concealer. I didn't really like it that much at first. And for some reason, as I kept using it, I started to like it more and more. And now every one I use after is not as good. Okay, I just went and grabbed it. This is the foundation I was talking about. It's the Pure Bare It All 12-Hour 4-in-1 Skin Perfecting Foundation. So I really like this if I'm filming and want more of a full coverage look, but I don't think it's, I know it says 12 hours, but on me it got kind of cakey. For my pimples, I'm using the Almay Smart Shade Concealer. I just got this the other day at the drugstore, and I haven't purchased a drugstore product in so long, but this is super cool. So you just put it wherever, obviously, and a shade adjusts to your skin, which is pretty fun. So it's kind of white, you can see. And then as you blend it in, it kind of oxidizes. Luckily, on her wedding day, I just had one pimple down here, and it was easy to cover. But today I have a little bit more, so I might need to use another concealer because this one's not that full coverage. I'm gonna take a little bit of my Mineral Fusion concealer. This is cool. I actually prefer the neutral shade, but I don't have it out right now. And this is too light for my skin, but I'm gonna use some bronzer in a sec. I just want to set this pimple so the concealer doesn't like move around. So I'm using the Pacifica Neutral Mattifier, and I'm gonna just take, actually I'll just use my beauty blender and press that in. Oh my gosh, it's really light right now. Okay, we're gonna need to use a lot of bronzer to color correct this. Let me first do my eyeshadow primer. This is Urban Decay Shadow Insurance. Is that what it's called, or is that the Too Faced? No, eyeshadow primer potion. I rarely use eyeshadow primer anymore. I used to be obsessed with MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and then I just stopped repurchasing it. And now I just use concealer and eyeshadow, and pressed powder. Okay, let's bronze his face because I feel like a ghost. Okay, so what I've been doing is using the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in Sun Kissed. Shake it up really good because it does separate. And this is a beautiful liquid bronzer, and it doesn't have any shimmer to it, but it gives your skin a really nice radiance. So I'm dropping this on the back of my hand. Here's what it looks like. And using my beauty blender. And what I've been doing is applying this in the hollows of my cheekbones, up my temples, to warm up my skin. I just used this kind of as a fluke one day because my foundation was really light and I needed to warm up my skin tone. I didn't really want to use a ton of powder bronzer. So I grabbed this and I loved the way it looked. It just really looked really natural. So now I've been using it as a way to make me look tanner and bronzed. It's the same thing, but I love it. It's so pretty. So I'm just going to do this kind of all over my face until I'm happy with the color. If you really want to be illuminated, I would say use one of the highlighter colors that they have of these, but I just really wanted to use powder highlight so it wasn't too dewy, because sometimes if you do liquid highlight too, it can kind of come through and make your skin look a little too shiny. And especially for pictures, you don't want that. So I wanted to be really precise with where I was applying my highlight. And we're going to go right over that pimple. Whenever you're tan, pimples seem to look a lot less apparent. I'm going to start with a little bit of loose powder, using the Pacifica to set my under eyes. Over my eyelids. I seriously am so messy with this now. Just a little bit underneath my eyes. I find like the more powder you put under your eyes, the more creased it looks throughout the day. So I go just a little bit a little bit in the T-zone area. And then for bronzer, I'm going to be using, what did I use? I used my Cover FX bronzer. It's in the bathroom, and I've ran back to my bathroom 100 times to grab it. So I'm just going to use my Benefit Hoola. Use a matte bronzer and just apply this into the hollows of your cheeks to give you a little bit of contouring. I didn't want a super strong contour. I just wanted it to look really natural. So I just used this, you know, basically all around the face to warm it up, as opposed to using like a small contour brush and making it really like a line, not a line, but you know, more precise into your cheekbones. The other bronzer I've been using a lot lately is the Makeup Forever bronzer, and I really like it too. I have two shades, a lighter one and a darker one, and I just kind of mix them. I really love it. So I will link that down below too, just in case you guys are looking for a new bronzer. It's been my go-to. And then I'm gonna contour my nose a little bit, just with a fluffy brush. I've been using an eyeshadow brush to contour my nose. Just slightly down each side. It was so funny when I was doing my makeup the morning of my friend's wedding. I was doing my makeup so fast. You would think that we were super late and the wedding was starting and we had so much time, but I am so used to getting ready so fast that I was trying to rush. And I think I was doing my bronzer and I was like going so fast, and somebody was like, man, you're really doing your makeup fast, and I didn't even realize it. It's just like out of habit now. Let me go in with a little bit more because I did look pretty bronzed. And again, if you are, you know, doing picture makeup, you do want to add a little bit more because you will look a little bit more washed out than normal. I think I used a different blush for the rehearsal. This is NARS Madly. This is a little bit more neutral. I'm gonna use that today. But for the wedding, I used Tarte Exposed, which is this. It's a really pretty mauve-y neutral. And then on top of it, I use Hourglass, one of their, I think it's a Luminous Flush. I use that, which is a little bit more like a baby pink. I love layering blushes because they really give you a lot of depth to your face. So I'm gonna put this on the apple, just gonna blend that back. For my highlighter, I'm using the Laura Mercier Highlight number 1. It's called their Matte Radiance Baked Powder. Super confusing because it's called a matte powder, but it really isn't matte. It just says that, but it doesn't look matte when you apply it to your skin. Going down my nose, the tip of my nose, around my temples, and on the cheekbones. Now you can use so many brushes for this. You can use a fan brush, you can use a stippling brush, which I used, but again, it's in my bathroom. And then I also like to use something like this, a little bit more of a dense brush. This is actually a contour brush, but I like it for powder highlight because you can apply it a little bit more heavy-handed if you want a little bit more. Also going to put a little bit more highlighter on using the Mary Luminizer by The Balm. This is a really good highlight. It's such an old highlight. I feel like people used to talk about this all the time, and now they don't really. And I'm putting this right on my, look how pretty that is, cheekbones, to add a little bit more pop right there. And then just take your powder brush, make sure there's not like excess stuff on there, just to blend this all in so it looks very natural and you don't want to look like you have a line. For my brows, I have on just some eyeshadow or brow powder. This is the Senna Brow Shaper Duo. What I'm going to do is apply a little bit more of this to define them and make them a little bit more pronounced. And I have the color Brunette, so this is pretty dark, but I've been using this for so long and I really like the shade. Now I'm going to set everything with, what is it called? The Brow Gal by Tanya Crooks. I love it. It comes in this black tube Once you do put it on though, you can't really go back in and fix your brows because it'll just mess it up. But everything stays in place all day long. It's amazing. I just realized my lip stuff is out there too, so I'm gonna go grab my blush so you can just see what it looks like. Okay, so this is the bronzer that I was using, Cover FX Suntan. I've used this for such a long time. Actually, I just started using it again, and I've hit major pan on that. The other one I was talking about is this from Makeup Forever, and they come with these little pans that you can pop in and out, which I think is really nice. So I like having the two different colors to switch off between. And then this is the other blush that I used from Hourglass. It's called Luminous Flush, and I didn't really like this that much in the beginning, but now I love it. I don't know why that is, but it gives a really nice, subtle pink look. I don't know what it is, but it's just very natural, but at the same time, it just kind of makes it. I'm going to be using just my loose shadows. These are what I use pretty much every day. So for the wedding, I actually did just a full matte eyeshadow look, and I went in with this darker shade all over my lid and then did like a warm brown in the crease. For the rehearsal dinner, I did a metallic eye, so I'm gonna do that today. Super easy. So first I'm taking just a light warm brown in the crease of my eye, and this just gives you a little bit of a base and it helps everything blend together evenly. Pretty much every day when I'm doing any eyeshadow, I usually just use my bronzer as an eyeshadow, and I just pop it in the crease and that is it. So I'm putting this in the crease, just going back and forth. You can be pretty messy with this. It doesn't have to be precise or anything. Just make sure it's really blown out. Can kind of pull that down. I'm going to take more of a flat eyeshadow brush and Woodwinked by MAC. Such a pretty brown metallic color. It's a really warm tone gold, but it's not too yellowy. Like a lot of golds are too yellow on my eyes. This one is a little bit more like a bronze. It's just so pretty. So I'm putting that all over my lid. And it also kind of looks like you have a bunch of different eyeshadows on because it has a lot of dimension to it. I just realized I'm not zoomed in, so let me do that first. Hopefully that's a little better so you guys can see my eyes. So you just get a really pretty metallic on the lid, and it's just not super intense, but it looks really pretty. And then what I'm gonna do is take a little bit of this. This is from MAC. It's kind of like a mustardy brown shade, and I'm going to put that in the crease as well, just to blend the two colors together. And it's not the same warm tone brown. It has that little bit of like yellow undertone to it, so you're not having all of the exact same colors on top of each other. Just add a little bit something else. And this is all I did on my eyes. And then I am going to take a little bit of eyeshadow down on my lower lash line. I have to put something on the lower lash line. I feel like your look doesn't look complete without that. So just take any brush, something that's a little bit more tapered at the end. And again, take that warm tone brown that you first used in the beginning and go underneath your eye. And I just go back and forth until it looks blended and blown out. And once I have that on, I'm just going to take a fluffier brush to blend it. Okay, eyeshadow done. Very easy. Moving on to eyeliner. I have been using one from L'Oreal. It's the Voluminous Liner Noir. I really like this a lot. So, it is a felt tip. Super pointy, and it's just really, really good. And then I just go from the inner corner all the way to the outer corner. And then I am going to do a little wing, but I'm going to wait till I line both sides. And then I'm just going to extend this out. go in with black eyeliner to smooth it all out, and so that it's not very, like, I want it to be a little bit more blurred, not so sharp of a line. And then for my lower lash line, I'm using my Mineral Fusion eyeliner, going on the waterline. And then I always top this off with a little bit of black eyeshadow so that it just locks it in place. And keep in mind, when you're doing liner on the top, like right close to your, you know, the inner part of your eye, it will come down sometimes. So like when I'm done with my makeup or before I'm leaving the house, I always kind of go like that to get that out of that inner corner. So just tap this on. And sometimes if I feel like the liner looks a little too severe, I go in with a little bit more eyeshadow, just any kind of light brown, and go over it again. I'm using that mustardy color. I think it's called Outre from MAC. I think it's discontinued though. I got it at a CCO a long time ago. Using Roller Lash from Benefit. I've been using this for years and years and years. I just ran out of my L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. I've been using that every single day, and it started getting a little clumpy, and I knew it was past its expiration date, so I had to get rid of it. But I mean, I like this mascara on its own, obviously, but it does look a lot better when you do use a primer with it. For my friend's wedding, I used some false lashes. I always use the individual ones. They're like in a little cluster, and I really like the double up ones. I think they're just by Ardell. I get them at CVS, and I usually use at least 6 to 10 on each eye. I use a lot. Mostly on the, like on the outer part of my eye. So I go in with one coat, and then I go back in with another coat. I feel like this mascara just works well when you build it. So I'll let my lashes dry and then I'll curl them. For my lips, I use the Makeup Forever Liquid Matte in 101. It's a really pretty color. And it didn't make my lips look cakey throughout the day. It lasted. I never reapplied. I just put gloss on top. And then on top of that, I use the Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie Gloss in Rebel. It's such a pretty neutral color. It's not extremely pale. You get a little bit of color, but it's not too dark. And everybody used this gloss. Everybody was asking for it. And it has a little bit of tack, so it'll last, but it's not that sticky. And to set my makeup, I use the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix for the day of the wedding. For the rehearsal dinner, I actually used the NYX Dewy Finish just to give my skin a little bit more glow. So I'll use that right now. I just got this like a week ago, and I think I really like it. So this is everything all done. I just curled my lashes. Make sure you curl your lashes. It makes such a huge difference in your eye makeup. It really makes your eyes pop. I hope you guys all enjoyed this makeup tutorial. This is such a go-to makeup look that I do. Usually when I'm going somewhere like to an event or something, I do the same makeup look. I mean, obviously give or take a couple products, but it's just so that I know what to expect. I know it'll look good in pictures. I don't have to, you know, worry about trying new products and seeing how they'll work. So I try to just keep it the same, and that is what works for me. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you like makeup tutorials. Please leave some comments on what videos you want to see coming up, just so I know, and I'll write those down, get them scheduled in. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you very soon. Bye.